Have you ever had a reaction that was so big it kind of surprised you? Or maybe you've watched someone else's behavior and just thought, where is that coming from? Well, today we're going to peel back the layers and see what's really running the show. Let's get into it.
So this quote right here is the heart of what we're going to unpack. It's a real gut punch, isn't it? It suggests that everything we see on the surface, the anger, the anxiety, the need to please everyone, that's not the real story. Nope, it's just a symptom. The cause is something way, way deeper.
So why do we overreact? Why does one little comment from your boss totally ruin your day? Or why does a last-minute change of plans send you into a complete tailspin? We tell ourselves we're just being insecure or maybe too sensitive. But what if it isn't a character flaw at all? What if it's just an old program running in the background?
To really get this, we first have to bust a huge myth, one that we all live by, this whole idea of being a grown-up.
Yeah, we use this word like it's some destination we finally arrive at. Once you've got the mortgage and the serious job. But the source material is pretty blunt. That's a complete illusion. Age doesn't equal maturity, and having responsibilities doesn't magically heal our old wounds. Grown up is just an excuse we use to stop doing the real work.
And I mean, you see this disconnect everywhere, right? The 47-year-old executive having a full-on tantrum over a traffic jam, or a friend who spirals for days just because they weren't invited out. We're all out here performing adulthood, leading the Zoom meetings, posting about our routines, but then we go home and do everything we can to avoid what's really bubbling up inside. These reactions aren't immature. They're just coming from a much younger place inside of us.
So if we're not just being immature, then what is actually happening? Well, it turns out we're running on old software, a kind of operating system that was installed a long, long time ago. This old software is built on what we're going to call the childhood triangle. And the first point of that triangle, the first piece of code, is all about friends. It got installed around age 8. And this is when that fundamental question, will I be liked, just started running on a loop in the back of our minds, and it's been shaping our interactions ever since.
The second point is even more primal. It's about safety. This is the part of our programming that is constantly, and I mean constantly, scanning our environment, asking one simple question: am I going to be okay? It's that deep instinctual need for security that, let's be honest, never really goes away.
And the third point of the triangle is reward. This is the script inside us that's always asking, will I be chosen? It's that deep ache for validation, for being picked, for being seen as worthy. And these 3 points together, friends, safety, and reward, they literally form the entire architecture of our nervous system from childhood on.
So let's make this real. Imagine your boss just kind of ignores your idea in a meeting, and suddenly you're not a 34-year-old professional anymore. You're a kid on the playground who didn't get picked for kickball. That's the reward point lighting up like a Christmas tree. Or how about this? Your partner criticizes you. That sudden tension in your body? You're not just angry. You're 7 years old, bracing yourself because you're about to get grounded. That's safety. Or maybe you walk into a party and that huge wave of "I'm not good enough" just washes over you. That's the 8-year-old inside asking, will they like me? The friends point front and center. So, this brings us to the most crucial point. Our behavior is basically an encrypted file. It's a coded message about a past grief, a past unmet need. Overeating? It's often not about hunger. People-pleasing, it's not really about being kind. It's a younger version of you trying desperately not to be left behind all over again.
Okay, so if our behavior is an encrypted file, how the heck do we crack the code? How do we become the decoder ring for ourselves and for other people too? Well, believe it or not, it's a pretty simple 3-step process.
Okay, step 1. Listen for disproportion. When the reaction is just way, way bigger than the actual situation warrants, that's grief talking. Someone completely snaps over a minor comment in a group chat, that's the friends triangle screaming. Step 2. Find the fear of loss. You have to ask, what am I, or what are they, afraid of losing right now? Is it approval? Is it safety? Is it status? And finally, step 3, and this is the most important one. Speak to the loss, not the logic. Don't try to argue about why the fear is illogical. It won't work. You have to address the feeling itself. And that's exactly why that last step is so powerful. Because we're not trying to fix ourselves or anyone else. This isn't about correction, it's about translation. Our job is just to understand the language of the grief that's speaking through the behavior. This all leads to a massive, and I mean massive, shift in perspective. Most self-help is all about fixing what we think is broken in us. But what if nothing is actually broken? What if it's just grieving?
So the next time you feel that big, outsized reaction bubbling up inside you, here's the question I want you to ask yourself, maybe even out loud. Just say, who inside me is trying to be liked, safe, or rewarded right now? And then just wait. An answer will come. You'll feel it.
And when that younger version of you answers, don't try to fix it. Please don't try to reason with it. Just listen. Let it be scared. And then you simply say, I see you. I've got you now. And that's it. You're not dismissing the feeling, you're witnessing it. You're reassuring it.
This lens changes everything about how we see other people, too. Think about those difficult people in your life. They aren't being irrational. They're just trying to communicate a deep hurt, a profound sense of something that's missing, but they were never given the words to explain it. Their behavior is the only language they have.
Ultimately, everyone, and that includes you, has these ghosts, these younger versions of us with unmet needs. But they're not here to haunt us, no. They're just waiting, sometimes begging for someone to finally see them so they can go to sleep.